I had cause to be in Buckinghamshire recently, and could not pass up the opportunity to visit the scene of one of Britain's most infamous crimes, the Great Train Robbery of 1963. The robbery has seeped into the national consciousness of Britain, thanks to a supposed Robin Hood-like mythos, the scale of the crime, and the various escapes and mysteries that followed. The site itself is Bridego Bridge, or rather it was. Now officially known as Mentmore Bridge, the scene is just a modest railway bridge situated near the village of Ledburn in Buckinghamshire. But despite its unremarkable physical appearance, the bridge has cemented its place in British criminal history as the location of one of the most audacious and meticulously planned heists in the country's history. In the early hours of the 8th of August 1963, a gang of 15 men, led by Bruce Reynolds, executed a daring plan to intercept a Royal Mail train travelling from Glasgow to London. The train was carrying large sums of soon-to-be decommissioned cash. The gang manipulated railway signals near Sears Crossing to bring the train to a halt. Once stationary, the robbers boarded the train and overpowered the driver, Jack Mills, who was subsequently struck on the head and left injured, a stain on the mythologised nature of the heist, which was intended to be carried out without recourse to violence. The robbers' plan involved moving the train a short distance to Bridego Bridge, where they could unload the money in relative privacy. They had intended for a retired train driver among them to operate the locomotive, but he was unable to do so due to unfamiliarity with the newer engine. As a result, Jack Mills was forced to drive the train to the bridge under duress. At Bridego Bridge, the gang offloaded 120 mailbags containing banknotes valued at £2.61 million, a sum equivalent to over £46 million, around $33 million today. The bags were quickly transferred from the train down to waiting vehicles below the bridge. The entire operation was executed with precision and efficiency, and the gang fled the scene within a short space of time. Following the robbery, the gang took refuge at Leatherslade Farm, a remote property also in Buckinghamshire. Despite their initial success, several members of the gang were eventually traced through evidence left at the hideout, including fingerprints found on a Monopoly game board used during their time in hiding, where they had played the game with real money from the robbery. The police investigation that followed led to the arrest and conviction of most of the gang, with several receiving very lengthy prison sentences. Probably the best-known crook among the gang was Ronnie Biggs, who was not one of the ringleaders but gained added notoriety afterwards. After escaping prison for his part in the heist in 1965, he fled abroad, evading capture for decades. He lived in Australia first and then Brazil before returning to the UK in 2001, where he was imprisoned until shortly before his death. Another member of the gang, Charlie Wilson, escaped from Winson Green Prison in 1964 and fled to Canada. He was later recaptured in 1968. And Great Train Robbery mastermind Bruce Reynolds was not captured immediately after the crime and spent 5 years on the run before being arrested in 1968 as well. Another intriguing thread which remains unanswered was the identity of the mysterious Ulsterman. The Ulsterman was the insider who allegedly provided crucial information that enabled the robbery. Although believed to have worked within the Royal Mail or British Rail, his true identity was never confirmed. Despite numerous investigations and theories, the Ulsterman's role and identity remain one of the robbery's enduring mysteries. Today, Bridego Bridge stands as a quirky point of interest for those fascinated by true crime and British history, and a sign at the station still refers to it as Train Robbers Bridge. Though it remains a very active railway structure, the bridge attracts visitors curious to see the site of one of the UK's most iconic criminal events. It is situated just outside the village of Mentmore, not far from Leighton Buzzard and Wing, and is easily accessible to the public. This fairly remote, gloomy and nondescript location truly left a lasting legacy in the annals of British criminal history. But that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description or via YouTube Super Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.